Hi, I'm Steve Delzer. I'm the Bishop of the Southeastern Minnesota Synod of the ELCA. And here in the middle of summer, I thought I'd just share a little bit with you about a couple of highlights for me so far this summer. One was just a few weeks ago, on June 30th, was my mother Ruby's 90th birthday. She lives in Big Sky, Montana, where also three of my brothers and their wives live. We were able to gather there for about a week to celebrate her birthday. Fortunately, all of my three adult children and their spouses and all 7 of our grandchildren were able to be there, and even all of the siblings and spouses showed up. So as we celebrated as a family, there were 25 of us. We had a family dinner on Friday evening, June 30th, and then the next day, July 1st, was kind of a community open house celebration. And then on Sunday after church, there was cake and coffee. One of the really outstanding things for me was at the community celebration, just hearing over and over and over the tremendous level of respect that there is for my 90-year-old mother. One person even said she's kind of the icon there in Big Sky. And Big Sky is a fairly small community, a resort area there in the mountains of Montana. But it was really heartwarming to see the influence that my mother has had on people there in her community, and how much they love and respect her. All that anyone had to do was say, "I'm a Delzer," and you were in. And much of who and what I am, really I have to credit to my mother. My mother is the one who really more than anybody helped to shape my life as a Christian, my life just as a person. One of the comments made about my mother is that she just doesn't have any expectations of anybody, but simply receives with joy and gratefulness what comes to her. I don't ever remember her saying to me, "Oh, you should call me more often," or "You should visit more regularly," or "I wish you would do this or that." Just this wonderful acceptance of people for who and what they are. And one of the comments made by my wife Danita that really was touching as we were driving away from the Saturday celebration, she said, "I love your family. They're all such characters. And each of us are very different." And again, I think that's a credit to my mom and my dad too, of how they just let each of us develop in our own unique way. So that was a real highlight for me. And then a second one was just this past Friday, was the ordination of Dean Safe. The ordination took place at Spring Garden Lutheran Church over by Cannon Falls, where Dean grew up. And Dean has been called to be the pastor of Henrytown and Union Prairie Lutheran churches. One of the greatest joys for me as a bishop, and one of my favorite things to do, is the ordination of new pastors. For one thing, they're just events at which everybody's happy. But this one was especially important to me. And the reason for that is that when Dean was born 27 years ago, he was born prematurely, and he weighed only 1.5 pounds. One of our best friends and neighbors was his aunt, Jean Callister Benson, and Jean asked if I would come up to the hospital, to the NICU, the NICU, where Dean was, which I did. And Dean fit into my hand. That's how small he was. And his dad Ron's wedding ring actually fit around Dean's leg. And now Dean is taller than me. And it was just such a delight to be able to lay my hands on him this one who at one point fit in my hand. And it's the only time that I have thus far in 4 years ordained someone who I've known since birth. So it was just a really wonderful experience what a wonderful privilege to be able to participate in Dean's ordination. I hope that summer is going well for all of you. I pray that you are experiencing the presence of God in many ways, both in your professional and in your personal lives. And I sincerely hope and pray that God will continue to walk with you through these summer months, and that you find some time for rest and renewal. Thanks for looking in.